So I just got back from Unleash the Power Within by Tony Robbin. And this is really just a follow-up video. My name is Rob Moore, award-winning author, leadership expert, founder of therobmoore.com. If you don't know what I do, I help people become better leaders and perform better no matter where they are or what they do. And this video really is a follow-up video to the last video that I put up online literally like weeks ago. I haven't really been on the social networks or on YouTube, or I really haven't even been on my own personal website, because when I got back from this event, I really wanted to take some time to think. But I'll get to that in a minute. So on the last video, I was talking about how I was at Unleash the Power Within like 6 months ago, and I was only there for like 2 days, and I left. And all this yada yada yada. My mind wasn't in the right place. I didn't feel like I needed it at that time, which was correct. Blah blah blah. Go back and watch that video. If you want to know more details about what I was talking about in that video. I don't know where you're watching this, but maybe I'll put a link below this video on YouTube or even on my website so that you can have access to that last video, because it really talks about the power of your subconscious mind, and how your subconscious mind is your partner in success, and how your subconscious mind is always working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to make the things that you want to happen in your life. But that's on that video, so check that out. There'll probably be a link below the video. So what happened at the Tony Robbins event? Well, first of all, it was really funny, because on Tony Robbins Unleash the Power Within, it usually always starts on a Thursday afternoon, 1 o'clock, gets done usually on a Sunday evening around 7. And, I had all my stuff booked, and I was supposed to arrive like early, like 11 a.m. like on Wednesday, because I wanted to get there a day early, learn the area, learn where everything is, get some work done, chill out for a little bit, and then get ready to tear into this thing on Thursday. But unfortunately, we had Hurricane Sandy that came into the picture. Me personally, I wasn't really worried about it, because I'm like, this is New York. We don't really usually get a lot of like serious, severe weather. And in the city, this time we actually did get some really bad weather. I live in Poughkeepsie. In Poughkeepsie, we got some very high winds that actually concern me a little bit, because I can hear it. And we got a little bit of rain, but it was mostly wind. Couple trees that fell down here and there in Poughkeepsie, but other than that, we were pretty good. Some areas in Poughkeepsie lost some power. My house didn't. We did get some flickering here and there, but I'm very blessed, very fortunate that nobody in my family got hurt. We didn't lose any power, so none of our lifestyle was really interrupted. But in the city, it got pretty bad. And I don't think you need me to explain that to you, because it was all over, all over the news, all over the internet, on how bad, the city actually got hit. And because of that, it actually caused a lot of problems with a lot of flights. So my flight for Wednesday got canceled. And then I tried to rebook that flight for like later in the day. They pushed everybody's flight to later in the day. And I couldn't even get on one, because they moved everybody, they didn't just move everybody, but a lot of people just requested to move their flight. So I couldn't get on it, and then I was going to get on it the next day, and guess what? They said they didn't have anything available until like Friday. So I'm like, oh man, I'm going to miss the first day. I'm going to miss part of the second day. I'm the type of person don't really like to miss any parts of an event. I like to be there early. I like to be there on time. I like to be there fully engaged in the moment. And I really don't like to come in the middle of certain things that are going on. So I almost was ready to like just cancel the whole doggone trip. But I kept fighting, with the airlines to try to get a flight, and after kept constantly checking, I was able to get a flight for Thursday morning. So I'm like, yes, I'm in, I'm ready to go. I'm probably not going to miss anything. But then they canceled that flight too. So I'm like, okay. So then the only flight that I could get was one for Friday. crazy flight. I mean, I'm just going from here to Orlando, Florida, and they had me down to take like 3 different planes to leave New York City at like 8 a.m. and not get to Florida until like 3:30 and take 3 different planes to get there. So I'm like, if that's what I got to do, that's what I got to do. Everything, I really wholeheartedly believe that everything happens for a reason, and that reason is there to serve me. That's really what I believe. So I was like, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. Fine. That's what I'll do. I'll get there. And when I left on the second day for the Unleash the Power event 6 months ago, I think I left around like 4 or 5 o'clock on the second day. So I'm like, all right, I might maybe miss an hour or 2 of some material that I didn't get the last time I was in the event. But I am blessed, and I am very grateful, and I am very happy, because guess what? I missed the first day on this one, but I got the first day 6 months ago. I missed a big chunk of the second day, but I got a big chunk of the second day 6 months ago. So I was very happy, very blessed that at least I'm not really missing any material. So it was Thursday, right? And I was like, you know what? No, matter of fact, it was Thursday. It was 24 hours before the flight, and I was able to go check in, right? So I go to check in, and I never really understood this whole checking in for the airlines online. So I was like, you know, let me go check in. So I went to go check in online, and I was like, you know what? Just for the heck of it, let me just see if there's any more flights available where I can get there possibly earlier. So I look at it, and guess what? There was a flight where I could get in. I could take 1 plane, still leave at the same time, take 1 plane to Florida, get there at like 11 o'clock in the morning, which means that I wouldn't miss anything. I would actually get to the event early enough where I would actually get to go over some material more than once. So I was just really like, this is freaking awesome. I love it. Because what I did is I really put that out in the universe that I really wanted to get there earlier, and I just put it out there just for the heck of it. And guess what? My subconscious mind did the work and made it happen. I was able to get there earlier. So it was really cool, you know, that I got there. But what happened at the Tony Robbins event? Let me tell you something. It was one of the best experiences of my life, you know, because now my mind was in a totally different place. My career's in a totally different place. And that material that was shared at Unleash the Power Within was material that I needed at that time. It was the perfect information for the perfect time. And it was literally life-changing. So what were some of the things, you know, that I learned there that I can share with you right now? Because, you know, I've already been on this video for a long time, and I don't want to make it too long. But that first day that I got there, it really wasn't new information to me, because what I learned, this information I heard several times on some Tony Robbins programs that I actually have. I'm an owner of Personal Power 2, and I'm also an owner of The Ultimate Edge, 2 phenomenal Tony Robbins programs, his 2 top programs. If you don't have them, I highly recommend that you pick them up. Phenomenal freaking information. And what we learned about was, how do you really get yourself to believe with 100% certainty that you're going to get your goal? Like, how do you do that? And that was actually, you know, if you've been watching my videos, that's one of the videos that I shot, you know, where I was looking to, you know, really go after some big dreams and goals, but they weren't happening. And I came to this realization that the reason why they weren't happening was because I just didn't have the belief. I had everything else. I had the action. I had the plan, but I didn't have the belief. And I needed a way to strengthen that belief in me that I can utilize on any goal that I want to, you know, apply it to. And what we learned about was incantations. And my first reaction to this is, okay, I already know this. But my second reaction was, you got to be coachable, you got to be teachable, and you got to be willing to accept change, right? So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna come to this event, and I'm gonna take in all this information as if I've never been here before, like as if I've never listened to any of his programs before. I'm going to be a good student. I'm going to be a good protege, a good apprentice, and I'm going to take this stuff in, and I'm going to freaking apply it. So he talked about incantations. And very powerful. I'm going to actually shoot another video that goes into more detail about incantations. But to give you a quick little overview about what incantations are, is bottom line, Tony Robbins says that affirmations do not work. And affirmations are, you know, when you say your goal. Like, for example, let's say you're the type of person you're just like, I want to be a multimillionaire. So a lot of people out there teach that you want to say your affirmations every day, and you also want to say your affirmations as much as you possibly can throughout the day. You want to say them verbally, and you want to say them mentally. So if you want to be a multimillionaire, you got to say, I'm a multimillionaire, 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 I'm a multimillionaire. And then you want to say it in your head also as much as you possibly can. I'm a multimillionaire, I'm a multimillionaire, I'm a multimillionaire. Why do you want to do this? Because by doing this, it's going to eventually get into your subconscious mind. And once it gets into your subconscious mind is going to start creating the events. It's going to start creating the situations, the circumstances, and bring the people into your life to make things happen in order to help you become a multimillionaire. But the problem with affirmations is they just don't, well, I'm not gonna, when Tony says that they don't work, I'm not gonna say that they don't work. What I'm gonna say is that they take a very long time to work. That's what I'm gonna say. But incantations are something, it's the same thing, but you're putting all of your senses, your whole body into it. You're putting your body into it. So you're saying, I'm a multi-millionaire. So you're saying it with feeling. You're using your body. You're using your emotions. You're using your voice. And by doing that over and over and over and over and over again, that incantation, that goal sinks into your subconscious mind a lot faster. And at the same time, by doing it with that certainty over and over again, you're training your body, you're training your nervous system, and you're also raising your belief level. As you create higher certainty, you create higher belief. And I've heard this a gazillion times. And like, I think Tony Robbins is like the only person that really teaches on incantations. Now, there's another company that does, but they call it declarations, which are kind of the same thing. But I've heard this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, but I never really got it, and I never really understood the power of it until I decided to be teachable, coachable, and hear it again. Sometimes you got to listen to information over and over and over and over and over again in order to get it into your mind and get a really good understanding of it. Sometimes you got to hear stuff over and over and over and over again from totally different sources from all over the place in order to finally get that information in your body to where you understand it. And incantations for that day, for me, that was the big thing for me. And now I took that into my life, and now I apply it on a daily basis. And let me tell you something, the way I feel about those goals are totally different than how I used to feel about those goals. And that's all I'm going to say about incantations, because I want to shoot a video in the very near future where I just literally just talk about incantations for like the whole video, because this is extremely powerful stuff. So that was great. Freaking phenomenal information. So I got there Friday. Saturday, we did a lot of different processes where we learned about, and I'm going to probably do a whole video on this too. We talked about, but we didn't really talk about, we did a lot of doing. You know, we did a lot of processes of reprogramming your mind to do certain things. We did like this process called the Dickens process, where you go into your past and you look at, you know, how did it feel, you know, to not have your goals during all that time. You look at the present. How does it feel, to not have your goals now? And then you look at the future. How would it feel to not reach your goal? So you always focus on, what's the pain of not having this goal, and what's the pleasure of having it. And you want to have the pain, you want to focus on the pain and the pleasure on the past, the present, and the future. And Tony took us through this process that took quite a bit of time, but it's extremely powerful to really help you get focused on what you want and make things happen. So on Saturday, that was the big thing for me. Heard about the Dickens process, been through it a few times, but the thing is, being coachable, being teachable, being open, you get a whole different experience. So that was my big thing for Saturday, and that's really what Saturday was all about. And the last day was all about, on Sunday, about energy. And to be totally honest with you, I wasn't really too thrilled about going to that day. I'm like, all right, health, energy, not really worried about it. Know why? Because first of all, I look very young for my age. I'm not going to tell you my age, but I look very young for my age. I feel really, really good. I get physicals every year, and there's never no issues, no concerns. I feel freaking great. I feel freaking powerful. So I'm not really concerned with health. But let me tell you, I'm so glad that I went. And there was also a lot of talk around the seminar about people like thinking about not going to the last day because of the fact that it's about health, it's about energy, and it's probably going to be boring. But let me tell you something, that was probably, for me, I would say that was more powerful than the entire event can put together. Even though I look pretty good, even though I feel really good, that day was extremely powerful for me. Oh my gosh, the stuff that they talked about was just mind-blowing information. And not only did we learn about health, we learned about how does the body work, and how do you do things with your body to maximize the way it runs, and how productive and how efficient your body is. We talked about proper ways of breathing. We talked about proper ways to eat. We talked about what should you eat, what should you not eat. We talked about all kinds of stuff about that. The best education I ever got about freaking health, energy, period, in the story. And not only that, after we got all this information, we got this action plan of things that we can do and implement into our life right away. And they challenged us to go on this 10-day challenge. Just go on this 10-day challenge, just do these things, and if you feel better, keep doing it. If you don't feel better, throw it away and do whatever you want to do. And when I learned this information that I learned in this event about health and energy, I made a decision right then and there that I'm all in and that I'm going to do this. And not only that, there were some products there, some health products, some cleanses, some detoxification products, some daily nutrient vitamins, and just all kinds of health stuff. Basically, whatever you need, nutrient, mineral wise, all that stuff to make your body run efficiently, he had it there, which was great. But I made a commitment, and I was like, you know what, I'm doing this. I'm not doing the freaking 10-day challenge. I'm doing the forever challenge. And came home, did some things, and like I told you, I've always felt good my entire life. I've always looked good my entire life. I've always been healthy. But based on that information that I learned, I still had a lot of opportunity in order to go from where I was to feeling an infinite level of vitality. So it was a phenomenal event, and I'm just going to say that, if you ever get a chance to go to a Tony Robbins event, Unleash the Power Within, it's freaking unbelievable. You cannot go to that event and be the same in your life. You can't go. Once you go to that event, your life will never be the same, because not only are you going to learn some phenomenal information that you can apply into your life, you're going to learn some information there, you're going to apply some information there, you're going to do some things there, you're going to get results there to give you maximum momentum when you walk out of there. And I think that's all I'm going to really talk about on this video, because I really wasn't planning on shooting this video this long. I was really thinking I was going to do a 5 to 7 minute video, and I went into all this detail on some things in this event. But listen, some very valuable information. I hope that you got some value out of the things that I just shared with you. And what I want to do is I want to encourage you to go to my website at therobmoore.com, and I want you to pick up my free tools and resources on how you can start to become a better leader in your life right now and start performing better no matter where you are or what you do. And I also want you to also go to workwithrobmoore.com and see how you can work with me on making some money on the internet quickly and easily. Hey, my name is Rob Moore, reminding you to show up, step out, and shine. Now is your time, so make it shine. Thank you very much and have a fantastic day.